Hello everybody, my name is Ethan. Welcome back to Let's Play HOI4, the Iberian Union. So last time we had a big bombing, we shelled the hell out of Barcelona, and now, how far are we done? For 75%. We're now actually having a focus tree again, so we probably should be able to get through all of this done within this episode, I would imagine. So we're gonna start, doing trials, bashing. Hopefully by the time everything's under control, we don't, like die, and the country doesn't explode. Democracy has returned to Italy. Surprising news came from Italy today as former Duce Ciano announced the resignation and dissolution of the National Fascist Party. Okay. So you are now, you're still despotic, but probably after you do your election, we'll see how that goes. Who's going to come out on top in the Italian election? We are taking your bets now. Yeah, so the anti-separatist. Terrorism is combated from the political screen next to the Iberian ministers. Okay, so I'm assuming that's going to be in here. Hello. So, these are the anti-separatists. So we got the anarchists, we got the ETI, who are... Right now, they're not really... So you're Portuguese liberation, you are... No, you're the socialist liberation of Portugal. I don't know. You're the anarchist. Actually, does it say here what you are? You're not vulnerable if not to strike at their leadership. Okay. So I guess I think it makes sense for us to go to... Due to the terrorists' increased precaution, this accident will have severely diminished effects. So you have bad propaganda. Not yet possible to destroy them, so it costs 20 resources. Okay, so we need to give them more money, probably. I can easily spend, like, 9,000 guns and manpower. That's, like, not a problem at all. So let's throw more money at them for now. Elogia finds uptick in separatist activity. The icy cold frost had descended upon the tranquil little town during the early morning hours. Not even the steadfast bakers or the milkmen had started their grueling shifts when a small group of black-clad figures descended upon the quiet streets. Their efforts would spell a different morning for a generally peaceful township. Along the stark granite walls of the police station and mayoral office, a message of defiance was painted in a horrifying shade of red. A message was received all around the Union. News of it quickly made its way up the large chain of bureaucracy that defined the Iberian government and landed right on the hands of the security apparatus, the AAS. Elsewhere, similar messages have already begun to appear, whether graffiti, sloppily designed posters, or other illicit publications. One thing is certain. A wildfire has been set, with opposition to the regime becoming visible on the streets and walls of Iberia. While some within the Alexia are a little more than useful delinquents in the propaganda, others see a dangerous movement in needs of stamping them out. So Franco can try to... It's probably the same thing. Well, Franco's popularity is going to fall. I mean, how popular is he right now? Right now, it's about 50-50. This will worsen. This will increase support. Symbolic concessions to regionalist. Undermine foreign support for terrorism. Boss religious leaders. So, okay, so you're like, you want to liberate Spain then. Give you some guns. The military is still fairly aligned with Franco, so I'm not super worried about it. We got blank check operations. Let's follow that up with... We'll begin a campaign to strike back against separatists as quickly as possible. I'm hoping this isn't a situation where, like, no matter what, you're going to lose. But I guess we'll see. Because you only have 2 resources. Like, that's the thing, like, if it's severely diminished effects, you have 25. You guys are gonna... You're really, like, the cheapest, right? It costs 20 resources. And CNT is 26. So, I mean, ETA looks like they're the most powerful. They cost 43 resource points worth of stuff. And let's also undermine foreign support for terrorism. Lower their support as much as we can. Again, hopefully nothing too bad happens. Again, we don't want Cell Zero to be more popular. I mean, this is going off a hearsay of what the comment section's been saying. And me just implicitly trusting the comments. So the workers right now are still very happy. 75% towards completion. How do I even see how stable the country is? Like, is that actually in here? Trail of the Old Guard. Tripled sovereignty. Oh, no, okay, right now we can see right here we're stable right now, which is nice. Seen better days, but, you know, as long as everything goes back to normal, we should be okay. Like, is there anything... Let's see. Colonial settlers, foreign leaders are fully Salazar aligned, and bureaucrats. So if we can get something that only weakens opinion there... Like, bureaucrats' opinion of Franco. The bureaucrats already hate Franco. They don't like him. So, like, this shouldn't really change this at all. I think? No, Salazar's now back in charge. But if we're decreasing support for these people... It means I really can't... I need to, like, somehow make Salazar less popular. Which is going to be a challenge for sure. Right now you have 8 resources. Strike your leadership. Okay, so we're going to break you. Follow that up. We can now add... Or we can... This will add more AS combat to combat. Separatism. Well, let's start this off by radio first. Not just start by beating protesters. We'll start by trying to do some propaganda. Boss teenagers caught vandalizing. News of another display of separatist activity has been relayed internally by the Excesia. A pair of rebellious youths have had the audacity to attack the Bilbao ASS branch office with rocks and other small missiles. By small missiles, do you just mean like chanting freedom messages? I'm assuming that's just like random shit they're throwing. The teenagers, both believed to be the age of 14, are immediately apprehended at the scene and be taken in for further questioning. The precedent of this attack could set even more daring separatists. Okay, so they're upset with us. They've died in our custody. That seems really bad. They have 8 resources right now. Teenagers die in AAS custody. The ashen yet calm police chief slowly descended down the cracked stone slabs of the station, with every nearing step to the Grand Oak entrance doors increasing the blasting cacophony of voices and screams outside. With a quick pause and steady breath, he opened them to the unwelcome greeting of harsh camera flashes and unintelligible questions. Raising his hand to try and soften the din, he went over the message he had relayed again, already gritting his teeth in anticipation for what was follow. The tragic death of the 2 youths who had vandalized the AS station in Bilbao, only to be arrested immediately on the scene, was a travesty. Local police had been due to transfer the delinquents into custody to await trial, only to find both had died under mysterious circumstances while being detained by AS agents. Without having the full consequence of consideration, the transferring officers had contacted the family of the deceased soon after. If word about the incident spreads, its initial ripples could have potential for turning into full shockwaves. Yeah, no, that seems bad. Like, have you tried, like, not killing the teenagers? Yeah. Riots are basically worse instability and considerably increased ETA support. Lazy summer sun warmed and already cracking floor tiles. Yeah, no, so they're like upset. We don't need to read that description. I can already tell you what's happening. We're actually now extremely stable. So by lowering our stability, apparently you mean you've actually kind of made it better for us. So these guys were the... Here, the BTA. Oh, now you're not as ready. You're ready. You're ready, but you're not. Let's try to propaganda guys against the propaganda guys. Try to make sure they're less popular. I guess. I mean, if they get too high from any of these, they'll probably not be great. Okay, so we're talking to you by radio. We'll spread propaganda and false claims through affected regions. Let's then go for a trial. Like we have so much political power. I want to do something with it, you know? Decrease support. Political power plus 15. Like, I don't need the political power, but I'm assuming we probably want to get all these things done eventually. Moral secures bread and leadership. Who are you? You are just a fascist. Okay, apparently the moderate wing, though. Okay, so what's happening next? People have liberated Kazakhstan. Apparently the socialists actually ended up losing. Huh, I'm surprised by that. So I think you guys are still having your election. Who do you think's gonna lead? Who do you think's gonna win the Italian election? It could be anybody. Well, I mean, that's not true. It can't be us. We can't win. It'd be hilarious if we did, though. It's like, oh, the Italian people chosen Franco to be the president of Italy. Victory for the Blasci Nationali, who are the, authoritarian Democrats. So you just like the years of the sheep, years of the lion. So are you still just like lesser fascist? Yeah, you're just like the centrist of the fascist party. Okay. Okay, 10 resources. The propaganda campaign against you. Broken house. With each waking second, the inspector could feel the dark bags under his eyes weighed him down more and more, as if they had been attached to invisible weights. Staring up blankly, he noticed his trusty desk lamp was faring no better than him. The 3 dead bulbs tumbled underneath already, the varying layers of dust collecting on them. Sighing as he leaned back to fully take in the chaos in front of him, the case paper seemed to multiply exponentially with his investigation work since the dismissal. Yet the solution was no clearer, and it was infuriating him to no end. Looking at the photo of the missing heiress, he felt a sudden chill as he imagined her calling out his name. He squinted hard at the picture, only to notice that calls that had come behind him. His wife was in the doorway with a face of stone. Tick. Giving her sparsely any attention, he turned back to his work. Tick. He could hear the thudding steps as she was coming closer, accusing him with every step. Tick. It did not sound real. His body felt so light that he could begin to float. Tick. As she drew nearer, he began to make out the harsh words that were spewing from her frightfully contoured face. Tick. Our anger began to wash over the inspector. First the case, now the work incident, and now finally his wife. It seemed nothing was willing to give him a break. Tick. As she grabbed his shoulder, he turned towards her with the expression of utter madness. Boom! The smack was sudden and without mercy. The inspector's wife stepped back, reeling, and clutching her reddened cheek with a look of abject horror on her face. Suddenly, the world had come back into focus. The inspector looked at his hand in disbelief, as if it were a foreign body entirely alien to him. Across the room, now retreating slowly away from him, the same look was mirrored back. Yet, it was not directed at his hand, but at his whole being. A quiet apology slipped loosely from the inspector's mouth, but as soon as it departed from his lips, he knew it would not be enough. He turned back to his work as a door to his study slammed shut. Not long after he heard the front door violently close, the case paper still lay on his desk. So, is there, what's the resolution to this, this story going to be? Okay, so we've done it by trial. Then we go by Bastion. It'll give us some more resources. There's no way I can get more resources from this, right? We get +1. But I feel like +1 really isn't that much. Okay, do a crackdown there. Raid your supplies. I mean, here's the thing. Do I try to focus on all 4 at the same time, or do I just try to kill one and then try to kill the other ones? No, I mean, that can't be the right option, because otherwise you're going to... Yeah, like, that doesn't make any sense, I think. Like, I think we need to slowly make sure all of them are... Industrial sabotage in Adlis. The China Adlis lying in the main industrial sector of the northern Iberia is the latest target for ethnic separatism. 7 factories, all of which were involved in the production of munitions, were found this morning, but in various states of disrepair, victims of an overnight sabotage. Okay, it'll take weeks before we're fully operational again. All point signs to the involvement of the BTA, including a literal sign that came in the form of more telltale graffiti, again featuring a mangled mascot that now seems to resemble a hippogriff with a stick up its ass. According to one eyewitness, Garrido Silva and Representative's forces are on the case, sweeping the city for dissidents, but our industry has taken a hit. 20 political power doesn't bother me so much. The AAS infiltrates small CNT cell. Standing secluded by the sidelines of a clearly rushed and poorly executed meeting, it became obvious to the underground ASS agent how much a disarray the CNT terrorist cell he infiltrated really was. The profusely sweating and overweight leader of the small group rushed in almost 10 minutes late, excusing himself with hushed whisper about how dangerous it was these days, and with the extra precautions he had to take. At the sight of this walk-in disaster, the security man let his guard slip for just a brief instant, smirking with glee, only to resume to his half-bored normal state. His reports in recent weeks have enlightened to the agency the state of ZNT has been heavily affected by the news of decisive defeat in Barcelona. Recruitment was at an all-time low, and the situation within active cells was not much better. It would, however, be foolish to dismiss the terrorists yet, and so the AS agent continued to participate in this dark comedy. Why would it increase their support? I don't know. I'm guessing I think we're just getting resources steadily. Okay, so we kind of do crackdown. Can't do you. Let's raid your supplies, support. Like, we don't have enough resources to fight everybody. Like, that is the big problem here. Yes, keep giving them money. We don't have any infantry equipment. Really? Making 23 a day. You know what? We don't need to build anything else. Really? Just only build infantry equipment right now. We're making 48 a day. I want to look at logistics. I think we should have 5,000 soon. Also add more money to the dam budget. Fix you all up. We're now 79% of the way complete. And now let us... Everything is under control. This either is going to help us fight the terrorists, or is actually going to be the event that causes the game to be over. It's one of the two. I'm not too sure which one it is. Yeah, because we've... I mean, how many points? Like, we need 43. Like, it's all so goddamn expensive. The White Terror. Furious knocking on the door alerted Joan Joseph to his feet. The old man pleaded with the visitors as they threatened to break in, hobbling as quickly as his joints would allow. He opened a door and 6 military men, all armed and armored, burst into his house, quickly scanning the room to find any other people. What is the meaning of this? Joan Joseph demanded. Sit down now, do as I say, said the officer, as he pointed his rifle directly at the old man. Joan Joseph complied, sitting down, filled with terror. Don Comlade, is it? The officer relaxed his arm, letting his rifle point towards the floor. Is anyone else in the building? No, sir. Don Comlade, we have reason to believe that you or someone else in this building is involved with the arms smuggling operation for the CNT. I just need to ask you a few questions. Is there anyone else who lives here with you? No. My wife passed away 3 years ago. Do you possess any weapons? No. Never once. Thank you for cooperation, Don Comlade. I will sit here with you while the agency conducts a brief search. We will be done here soon. John Joseph had heard things like this happening to others before. Innocent people whose homes were stormed by the AES, but Joseph was not innocent. He knew it. The souls of those nationalists he gunned down in the trenches of Aragon 29 years ago knew it too. Surely, He had nothing in his house from those old days. Surely the AS would not find anything. Surely he would be safe. Minutes felt like hours, the agent watching over Joan Joseph, offering only the heartless gaze of the White Terror. But he did not die that day. Thank you, Mr. Conwood. Apologies for the interruption. Go on about your business. The agent stood up, and along with the other agents, wordlessly left. There, Joan Joseph still sat, still petrified. The White Terror is back, or perhaps it never left. Is there anything, like, as soon as you're done, because you'll be done in 71 days, you will be done in 212 days. I mean, that's a little bit expensive. Or not expensive, it's going to take a little while. So you'll be ready in 76 days. I would like more manpower. We made the manpower, we really need to see more guns. Rewriting the Constitution. It is hard to imagine the Battle of Barcelona coming at less convenient time. If it still makes sense to say that there is a convenient time for such a tragedy at all. The Iberian Council is still young, and its members inexperienced, and the powers and limitations of the new legislator are not entirely clear. Nonetheless, the Council prevailed through the first crisis, quickly drafting and passing legislation to better combat terrorists wherever they may be found. The Iberian Council has been tested, and it has passed its test. Few still doubt the new legislative could solve at least some of the problems facing the Union. Perhaps then, it's no surprise that in mere weeks after Barcelona, several members of the Council of Reformist faction were launched initiatives to overhaul various elements of the Iberian legal system and the government policy. The Ursula Plan and the Fernandez Maria Plan, as they are informally known, have gained significant traction within the legislature. Both plans are several hundred pages long, composed by dozens of authors, and advocate radical transformations to Iberian law and fiscal policy. The Ursula Plan focuses on centralizing the government, rationalizing the administration structure, and eliminating corruption. While the Fernandez Marina Plan is focused on expanding social welfare, clarifying the definition and rights given to citizens, and thereby ensuring the loyalty of the Iberian people. The Reform faction is all but unanimous in their support for both plans, and though no hard numbers are available, it is thought that somewhere between 30 and 40% of the conservatives generally favor the plans as well. They have been backed by both Cadillos and Manuel Farga, the man respected by the Council of Reformists and Conservatives, have emerged as a loud advocate for the programs. With such a broad coalition of support, there is no question these plans represent the future of the Iberian governance. However, the current plans are rough drafts, sorely lacking in specifics, and seeing them transform to actual policy will take months, if not years of effort. But I think with that, this is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching. My name is Answim. If you enjoyed, my thumbs up, and not enjoy, thumbs down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.